There you are. I hope I find you well. Let's talk and let's yap, as the fella says. So, how did you fare out today in this country? You see, the sun is shining there now. It gives me this sick. A couple of times today, I hung out a towel and an underpants, and both times I had to run out like a jackass and bring them in because suddenly there was rain. As soon as I put them out, now the sun is shining there now, and I presume there's clouds somewhere, but I don't see them. My chance putting them out again after this. So, so with the day that was in it, I sort of planned to do a little bit of housework after I do my videos, and I said stay at the Rosary. The five, what day is today? Friday, the five Star Mysteries. I did that. I did the Chaplet of Mercy, and then I did the Station of the Cross in my book. So that took me up to 12 o'clock. And I was up at about 8:30. So by the time I did this, that, and the other, and that was 12 o'clock. So I intended then, with the day that was in it, to do a bit of work as regards housework. That is, hoover the house. Yeah, I hoovered the house. Then I hoovered the house. Then I took everything off the chest of drawers I have. I have holy pictures and this, that, and the other, statues and one thing and another, and the clock, a clock on that, and then a clock on another one. I thought I'd polish everything, so take a lot of stuff off, and then off the mantelpiece more stuff, and then off the locker beside me more stuff. So I had the whole place full, and then took off a mirror. I have a mirror in the bedroom. It's not hanging. It stands. So I take off all this, and then I take off that stuff, and then I take out all the shoes I have under the wardrobe, the chest of drawers. I take them out and put them up. So then I can hoover, which I did, and hoovered with a tiled floor in the outside this sit room. From the front door goes down and turns around and goes down to the kitchen. It's not like your semi-detached house where you have the sitting room and the kitchen beside you, and you don't have a hall as such, except the hall from the front door is only a small, but this is a long enough hall and tiled. It used to be carpeted, but we got it tiled. My wife wanted tiled, so she's in charge in that department, but I'm the financial people. So we got that, and so I hoover that now as well, because it gets up bits of things that a brush doesn't do it, and of course I mopped it there last week. I did that chore, so I hoovered, and then I hoovered. I have two big um, mats in the as you're going down where the back door is, two big mats. So I hoovered that, and then I take off the yoke and I do the along the skirting boards and all that. So quite a bit when we were doing that. And then with the stuff that I took off the thing, then I polished. I polished it, checked the drawers with the polish and squirting it, and annoyed him to polish it, and in the sides and the drawers and the back, and then did the mantelpiece and all the rest of it, and then I have another glass. Mm, mm, Not a wardrobe, but with items in it, and it's mostly glass in the front. Quite a nice little item, and So I took everything off the top of that. There was only a couple of things, a couple of vases and a clock as well. So off it came, and I polished that, and so I was polishing right, left, and centre, and hoovering, and then taking the main thing off and doing it along the skirting board. So it took me up an hour and a half doing all that. So this is one thing that you have to do if you want to keep things tidy, and I try to keep things tidy. And it took me an hour and a half, which wasn't too bad. But you'd be tired after it, but it has to be done, and polish this, that, and the other. Was polishing a little blue in the face, and you can still polish too as well. You never finish polishing. There's other things to polish as well. I polished a few pictures in the hall as well. Um, I have pictures in the hall. I have one that was done by O. Henry, a painter, and it would have been in the late 1800s, perhaps the early 1900s, a mass in the Connemara cottage, it says, but it's quite a big, and people are there, lay people, and it's a lovely painting, and I did a copy of it myself, and then I have that, and then I have one in the hall as well. The what is it? The road to Emmaus, when our Saviour appeared to the two disciples, walked with them, and then they offered to come stay and have a bite to eat and stay the night and continue your journey in the morning. But at the breaking of the bread, they recognised Jesus, and about that painting there, I forget. I think Lizard or Tisset or somebody did it, but it's a lovely painting. I like it. They wrote it, and then I have behind me here the betrayal, Carad- Caravaggio, Caravaggio painting of the betrayal by Jesus, Iscariot, and it's a lovely painting. I did a copy of it from the picture that I got in the library. I did a painting, and I love it. It's behind me here. Used to have it in the hall, but I brought it in here so as I can observe it. So these are the things that you do. And but as I say, I was talking about the housework. So it's not something that I enjoy. I put it that way, but it has to be done. And so the earmark various chores that I do. I don't try to overdo these things. So it's done now, and it'll do for a fortnight or thereabouts, because when you're on your own, you're not using as much as you would if there was a family and children, and that you'd be more at it, I suppose. But then there'd be two of you. So problem shared is a problem halved, isn't that right? But in this case, the work is not shared. I'm doing it myself. I know my good friend Aim was down here and painted the windows. And I've just rung a chap, and they're good painters. They do churches and all sorts, but they do domestic. And I know they might know the family fairly well, listeners. So we'll be calling next week. I thought he might call it the weekend and see what needs to be done. Just give me a price instead of pay him cash. Yeah, because the outside is stippled. It's a bungalow, but it's stippled. And so you need a sprayer to do it. Um, I suppose if I got a sprayer myself, I probably could take a chance at it. But then I think it's better to get the professional, because they have to protect the windows as well. And they're able to do it in the professional way. Whereas if you do it yourself, you're getting as much paint in yourself as the ball. That's if you've got a sprayer. Because with the stipple, you can't do it with a brush. It's a little bricks. Can look nice, but it's a different kettle of fish when you're painting. It was a plain wall, you could paint it very easy. But when it's stippled, yeah, it's a sprayer you need, because you can't do it with a brush. So there you are. That's the story of my little day. And we all have our own days, don't we? We have what we have to do, and as time marches on, and we're wind up on our own. Lucky enough, it's a bungalow. It's not a two-story house. I wouldn't be too keen on that at all. Marching upstairs and then trying to keep it tidy. Say it was a three-bedroom kind of property. I don't know how I'll get it done, but it's a bungalow, so it's easy enough to do, isn't it? So there you are. That's me little talk. I do even a prayer to our Blessed Mother now and hang up the boots.